Another big crowd here tonight at the stadium.
Welcome to the Carlin Lynch Activity Center.
We're ready to go here from the stadium.
That will go. Coach Lassie getting her team fired up.
What a game. Nothing fancy, just end the game.
Not returned, and the point goes to the Indians. It deflected in! Oh, what a save.
The Indians get the point. What a slid hit.
Goal! Did she score? Yes, she does!
They may not catch him. Puts the Indians on the board.
The Indians will win it.
The crowd is going crazy.
Wow! Dartmouth is going to the Final Four, baby!
Dartmouth High School football. Home opener, Andrew, against a great rival, Bishop Stang High School in town tonight.
Yeah, always a big game. Great way to start the season off. Both teams excited to get the season started. Last year, Stang came out with a fairly big upset. They had a great team, a lot of senior and junior leadership. Dartmouth was a young team. I think this year the roles are reversed. Dartmouth's a veteran team. They have a lot of returning starters. And we'll look for a good game.
We understand there might be some audio issue. We apologize for that if true. Stang this year, as you were talking about, they're going to lack the effort to move the football downfield. Backfield's all new. They lost some key players last year. On the other hand, Dartmouth High School is going to open it up this year. Well, let's get to Stang first. What do you expect from them this evening?
Well, last year they had a big loss with Matt Golden not returning. Dartmouth this year's got a lot of returning seniors and juniors that are starting on offense and defense. Stang's going to try to move the ball inside. I think Dartmouth this year is going to spread it out. They're going to be fast, they're going to be athletic, and they look for them to air it out a little bit more than in past years.
And quarterback this year for Dartmouth High School. Last year they switched quarterbacks a few times. One of the players has left to Fairhaven High School. They got a good one in the Hart kid.
Yeah, I think they're really high on Hart. He's athletic, he's fast, he's got a good arm, had a good offseason, so I think they're looking forward to a good season.
All right, this is the home opener. Dartmouth Stang will be back in just a moment, but we've got to go to Coach Rick White for his insight into tonight's game.
It's exciting, right? So we're playing Stang, and we know I coach with those guys all summer, right? The Stang coaches and Dennis Golden, we coach together in the summer at New Bedford High. We do with the local coaches, Derek Almeida, myself, and Dennis, and some of the other local coaches do a camp over at Bishop Stang in the summer. So, you know, we all know each other pretty well, right? And the kids all know each other, and so having this nice local game that we've set up for week one, playing a rival, it's awesome, you know. But yeah, I still get butterflies. I mean, we get a lot of responsibility. I'm nervous for my kids. I'm nervous in general, but like I want to put on a good show. We want to play well, right? You know, and then just make sure everything goes as planned. It's like any competition. Like there's nobody in our program that likes to lose. So it doesn't matter if we're playing cards or cornhole or, you know, we got all competitors on the staff, and then we're just trying to get that across to the kids. Like, you only have one shot, right? That's the thing about football. You got one shot. And, you know, we lost last year, so they know what's on the line this year. Every year we say, it's the seniors team, right? So there's only one 2023 football team, and the senior class is in charge of it, right? We haven't even announced our captains yet. We'll be doing that this week, but, you know, all the seniors are responsible for the success of the team. And if they all buy in, right, whether they're a starter, second string, you know, scout team player, you know, they all have a role on the team, and the younger players are going to look to them for leadership. We get some returning seniors that have experience, and we have a pretty good class of juniors that got experience last year playing as sophomores. So we got a handful of guys from last year that have played. It's a real mix, you know. It's not senior heavy, it's not junior heavy, but it's just a combination, about 50-50. And they're two pretty good classes back to back. You know, that's kind of where we are right now. There's a couple sophomores. We had a pretty good freshman team last year. They were 9-1, and some of those guys are ready to play. You know, they're already on special teams. Some of them are working in as backups. We get a couple that might start on defense. So we're in pretty good shape, you know, personnel-wise. And but like I said, it's a good mixture of kids right now. The hard thing is to not believe what you read, and then if you had success in your scrimmages that are all controlled scrimmages, right? We've only had really one that was a game scrimmage. Just because you had success in practice, the game's totally different, right? You stop making mistakes, mental mistakes when you get tired. So, the conditioning's been really important to make sure, for Friday night we're not cramping up, we're not making mental mistakes because we're tired. And, just the physical mistakes are going to happen. But, there's always the unknown for week one for any team, right? But I think this team so far has been really coachable. They're really into it. So we've been able to hit the ground running on offense. Defensively, we're building it, right? We're building it and try to figure out who's playing where and try to get the defense up to speed as fast as possible. We just have less experience. This is my 20th year as a head coach. I started in 2004, but since 1989. The state of football today in schools and public schools and specifically, it's hard to get and retain good coaches. I've been fortunate to coach with a bunch of guys who are all teachers in the school system, whether they're here with us at the high school or at the middle school or at the elementary level. So they're all educators who I trust, and they have good relationships with the kids coming up through the system. So the kids know them, they trust them. And there's a lot more to coaching than just after school and Friday nights, you know what I mean? The process happens every day throughout the school year, making sure their grades are where they should be, behaviors the way it should be, accountability, those types of things. And I'm fortunate, all the guys on my staff right now, they've been with me so long. Any of them individually could be a head coach at any program in the area, So I've just been lucky that they all chose to stay and work in Dartmouth, and they all have families, they all have children. And so it's been a real special situation for us because, we spend a lot of time together in the fall, and then we see each other, and obviously in the off season, and get together at the beach in the summer and different things like that. It's just nice to have a group of guys, and we have some young coaches coming up that are volunteering, that have played for us in the past, that know the system. So we're pretty tight-knit staff. Dennis and I kind of took over the teams at the same time. He took over New Bedford High, and I took over Dartmouth around the same time in 2004. So, we've been doing this together for a long time. We have great respect for each other. He's a great coach. He's a great person. He's a great educator. Does things the right way. It's pretty special when we've developed this relationship and the coaches in the area. Not a lot of animosity, right? We're all here to serve the kids and the community. And so we have no problem in the summer working with each other's players, helping them get better. We just at the Jamboree last week and, fist bumping kids from Volk and fist bumping kids from Fairhaven and things like that as they come off the field because we've worked with them over the summer and, you develop those relationships. And you just try to, our goal is to see kids succeed from the area, from the South Coast. And a lot of times we get underrepresented down here. In the big picture of the state, they kind of forget about us on the South Coast sometimes. We're just trying to keep the interest in the game going too, because it's tough right now to keep the numbers up in the game of football.
He's got plenty of running room, run up the middle, got himself a first down and more. They may not catch him. Hot down the far sideline, he's going to go in for the score.
The expectations are the same in the fact that we're trying to win every game or win a league championship and, get to the playoffs and those types of things. But I think each team, it has its own chemistry, it has its own makeup. None of them are the same. It's amazing. Like you can coach each year and not one team is the same as the next. It's just that the makeup of the players, the energy levels of the guys on the team, who the leaders are, the direction the team goes. You're going to you're going to face adversity every season at some point, and that it's never at the same time, right? Some teams face it in the beginning, some in the middle, or it could be at the end, So there's so many ebbs and flows throughout a season, and a lot of times that really changes the trajectory of the team, right? You might be rolling along, and then all of a sudden, you just go on a run. Next thing you know, you're in the playoffs, and then you win a state championship. That's kind of what happened to us. We lost games. But we still won the state championship because we learned a lot from the losses, right? So every team's, the makeup is totally different. You get excited for the kids, they're excited. And yeah, you start fresh every year, you know. So that's the cool thing. I think that's what brings everybody back. You know, my coaches keep coming back because you always have next year, and you know, you're always looking for the next season.
evening, everyone. Just want to let you know that underneath the main seating stands is a concession operated by the Dartmouth School Music Association. We have chicken and fries, hot dogs, French fries. We have empanadas, quesadillas, meatball subs, linguiça sandwiches, popcorn, pretzels, candy, soda, plenty of cold bottled water and cold drinks on this nice chilly evening. Help you keep cool. And all the proceeds do benefit the Dartmouth School Music Association, and we do appreciate your patronage.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Thompson, Sports Director of DC TV. For all your relatives, friends, alumni that can't be at tonight's game, you can text them right now and let them know that this game is broadcast live on YouTube. So text your friends, just search Dartmouth versus Stang, and they'll be able to watch it anywhere they are in the world. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the game, and back to Dot Noons.
Everybody be no muscle injuries tonight, right? Maybe cramps. Got them hydrated.
Every other play. Yeah, well, we told them to.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to direct your attention to the southeast corner of the stadium. We're now entering the field, one of the many prides from Dartmouth, Dartmouth High School Marching Band, Majorettes, Color Guard, and Cheerleaders. No. Performance under the direction of Ian Flint and Thomas Owens. Assisted by Mike Rayner and Brandon Cartier. Color guards, flags, and rifles supervised by Addison Caturley. Cheerleaders supervised by Rebecca Braga. by drum majors Delaney Gove. Dartmouth High School is proud to present the Dartmouth High School Marching Band. The band will perform the following music for pregame. Music from the movie Robin Hood, Fight, Our Boys Will Shine, and Glory to Dartmouth. Tonight at Dartmouth Memorial Stadium is the Dartmouth Youth Football League's Pop Warner Night. The Dartmouth Youth Football League is led by President Chris Pereira and board members David Charest, Sam Belvines, Athena Cosmos, Christian Farland, Kayla Nunes, and Joey Maniz. Please join me in welcoming the Dartmouth Youth Football League cheerleaders, coaches, and individual teams. First are the Dartmouth Indian cheerleaders made up of the Tiny Mites, Junior Pee Wee, and Varsity. Next are the Dartmouth Youth Football League teams. First, the 6 and under Dartmouth Indians. Then the Dartmouth 8 and under Dartmouth Indians. Then the 10 and under Dartmouth Indians. The 12 and under Dartmouth Indians. And last but certainly not least, the 14 and under Dartmouth Indians. Thank you for your support, and how about one more nice round of applause for all these young men and women.
Hey, Chris. Can you? Stay on, you guys.
Dartmouth would like to welcome you to tonight's opening game of the 23-24 football season between your Dartmouth High School Indians and the Spartans from Bishop Stang High School. We remind you that one of the goals of interscholastic athletics is learning lifetime values outside the classroom. We hope you will enjoy the game and will support all the participants in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. In case of emergency, please proceed to the nearest exit from the stadium. Exits are clearly marked and are located in the south and west side of the stadium. Staff members will assist you to the nearest exit in case of an emergency. Now let's meet the starting lineups for our visitors from Bishop Stang. Number 7, senior captain Gavin Demora. Number 9, junior Keegan Plant. Number 11, junior Dan Yazbek. Number 14, junior Dominic Cavello. Number 21, senior Jack DeRust. Number 44, senior Ryan Oliveira. Number 60, junior Chris Horan. Number 62, senior Wyatt Bergeron. Number 63, senior James Russell. Number 75, Taki Sakaloporos, senior. And number 77, senior Evan Haley. And now for your Dartmouth Indians. At center, number 54, senior Mick Figueredo. At guard, number 51, senior Josh Carrero. At guard, number 50, junior Jack Della Costa. At tackle, number 52, senior Jason Martin. At tackle, number 56, junior Aiden Carrero. At wide receiver, number 3, senior Jalen Adams. At wide receiver, number 11, senior Donovan Burgo. At wide receiver, number 13, Marcus Andrew. At wide receiver, senior number 2, Louis Freitas. At running back, number 21, junior Ray Gramlett. And at quarterback, number 12, junior Jackson Hart.
Keep going, guys. Keep going.
Yep.
Joe, keep going. Keep going.
Stay behind the yellow line.
Go, guys. Move.
With Dartmouth pride, Let us welcome to the field our Dartmouth football Indians.
Everybody, and welcome to this telecast of Dartmouth High School football. The Spartans of Bishop Stang in town tonight to take on the Dartmouth High School Indians. Alongside is Andrew Thompson, and we're sure glad you're turning in to this game tonight, broadcast live over YouTube TV. Andrew, this rivalry goes back to the 60s. The Indians controlling most of that time with victories over Bishop Stang, but last year Stang with a 9-7 victory on a blocked field goal attempt at the end of the game. We want to apologize for any pregame interference. We were told that the audio was not coming through to you fine folks at home, but we got through it. Now we're up in the press box. All as good as we look at the captain's meeting at midfield. Andrew, this year, Dartmouth High School football has signed basically a 2 or 3 year contract. They're going to play independently. They're no longer in any league.
Donovan Burgo. For Bishop Stang, Galvin Demora, Ryan Oliveira, and Taki Sakaloperos.
It should be fun because they've changed the offense. Most of us are used to watching what we call the diamond look. The backfield shaped in the form of a diamond, along with the jet sweep. Coach White has noticed that his team this year has more speed he's had in recent teams. Tell the folks at home what Coach White has up his sleeve.
There is no more fullback on this offensive style, so he'll be playing right tackle. So going from fullback to right tackle, he's number 52, he's the captain, so that'll be a nice addition for the line. He's very strong, one of the strong kids on the team, very athletic, so a nice adjustment from fullback to right tackle.
And I'm expecting big things out of the running back, Ray Gremlick. We saw a lot of him from midseason on last year. He was very impressive from that running back slot.
I agree. I think it's going to be the Hart and Gremlick show with a little bit of Marcus Andrews mixed in tonight, and should have both kids should have a really good game.
So we thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to opening night here at the stadium. And quite a crowd across the way. Many fans from Bishop Stang, and odd thing was we saw the Stang head coach Dennis Golden on the field prior to the game. He was a dear friend of ours, and he was sweaty, and I was saying to myself, boy, it's either really hot, which it is, or he's perhaps nervous. And Andrew said, did you guys walk here? And his answer was?
Absolutely. He loved the fact that you can have a big game and walk down the street. He said not many other schools in the country can do this. They're taking advantage of it. They're fired up. Dartmouth's fired up, so should be a hell of a game.
All right, now let's pause as the Dartmouth High School will play our national anthem. if that doesn't get your blood boiling, I don't know what does. As we look out at the Dartmouth High School sideline, that, of course, is the Dartmouth High School award-winning marching band. And here's your head coach, Rick White, getting ready for the season's opener here tonight. Rick's done a great job replacing Colin Lynch back several years ago, and Rick's kept the football tradition alive and well here at Dartmouth High School. Speaking of the band, I was talking to someone today. They have 2 trips to Mid-America to enter into a few things. They are just unbelievable. No matter where they travel to, people turn out, and hats off to the band and the band community, the band parents. And you find folks at Dartmouth that help finance the band so they can compete in several of the great tournaments that they compete in. All right, we're ready for the opening kick. Dartmouth will kick it away. The Spartans will receive. That's Louis Freitas to kick it away for Dartmouth. With Cabarro and Demora back deep for the Spartans.
Louis Freitas to kick off for the Indians. Back deep for the Spartans. Is Dominic Cavello and Eli Aikila.
And the 23 season is on the way. Freitas with a line drive kick. And that's going to scoot through the back line of the end zone. The Spartans will have their first offensive series of the season. The quarterback spot will be Dominic Cavallo. This will be his first time starting in a varsity game. Andrew, you've been there before. A little jittery, I would think.
A little jittery, excitement. Look for him to move a little bit faster than normal from the preseason game. So take a drive or two to get used to this game.
On their own 20-yard line.
And the Spartans will run it on first down, and it's a good run out to the 25-yard line. Keegan Plant, the ball carrier. Ray Gremlich
on the carry.
On the stop, but not before the runner picked up 6 yards. Second down and short now for Stang, and I think that's what we'll see mostly here tonight.
I don't think
the Stang offense.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a lot of passes thrown, but they're going to do a lot of inside runs and different counters and power through with their strength of the line inside.
Hot, humid night here in Dartmouth, Massachusetts. A couple of the coaches are worrying about cramps as this game went on. Something to look forward to. And they run it inside, and Dartmouth defense is all over it. That was Yazbek, the ball carrier. Jason Martin, first guy to get hold of him. They'll give him 2.5. It'll bring up third down and about a yard to go for the Spartans.
Yeah, it's going to see a lot of that tonight with Jason Martin, one of the best linebackers, I think, in the area. Had a ton of tackles last year. Was Mr. Everything on defense for Dartmouth. Just doing what he does out there, making tackles. So, third and short.
And the quarterback will push the pile forward, and that'll be enough for the first down as Cavallo picks up the first down of the season for the Spartans. Is the first down of the evening here tonight.
Yeah, I think just if Stang can stay in these short, third and shorts and keep it within reason, there's no reason why they can't keep doing what they're doing right now. And it's a good play, just keep it to the quarterback. Nothing crazy, just get the first down and keep the drive going.
Coach Golden talked about that pregame. Very excited about both fronts, offense and defensive fronts. A lot of returning seniors. And as we all know in high school football, the more seniors you have, the better chance you have to win. And he'll keep it on the ground. This time the Indians are waiting for him. That was, the ball carrier was Hunt and Figueredo, Nick Figueredo, in on the tackle for the Indians. Gain of 1. Second and long now for the Spartans. Just underway here from the stadium. 9:50 and counting to go here in the first quarter. We have a sellout crowd, which is great to see on a beautiful, beautiful late summer evening here in Dartmouth, Massachusetts. We welcome all you YouTube viewers. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Cavallo turns, hands. Big hole here, and that's enough for a first down. That's Yazbek, the ball carrier. Over the left side, he picks up 13 and a Bishop Stang first down.
Yeah, nice run, follow your lead blocker, get up the, hit the hole and get there. And first and 10, good run by Stang there. Way to use your line. That's what those guys have been here before. Nothing crazy, just keep it inside. Run to your strength.
First and 10, the ball just shy of the 45-yard line. Cavallo with a quarterback sneak. And he pushes it up over the 45 to the 46-yard line where Figueredo was in there in the middle of the Indian defense. Short game, second and long now for the Spartans.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a couple plays, maybe a couple drives for Dartmouth to get their feels on defense. It's a tricky offense to really come out in the first drive. You got to stay disciplined. You got to stay in your zones and your gaps and just watch your reads and just stay there and staying in a third and long or second and long situations.
And the Spartans have not run the ball outside as of yet. Everything's been on the interior. And that might have been a loose ball.
Fumble on the play.
Dartmouth is saying they have it. And no, the referee says they don't. Going to bring up third down.
Very lucky the ball did come loose.
Ball is on the 49-yard line.
So they'll spot the ball at the 49. At the 49. Third down, and we'll call it a long 5. Nearly 6 to go. That's Akilia, one of the running backs into the game now for the Spartans, and he replaces Dylan Hunt. So the biggest third down of the young season here for the Spartans. Have kept it on the ground since they get the ball after the opening kickoff. And here's an option. Indians have it well defensed, and down goes the quarterback. In there for Dartmouth High School was Josh Carrero. And Andrew, you're just talking about reads, and here's a good example of it.
Stay home. Dunvanbergo beat his man off the end, kind of blew that play up, and Carrero came in and filled the gap. And that's what you need from the Dartmouth defense. You need someone to be there to pick up the read. You know, Burgo had the quarterback, next man up had back. Great play by defense.
Louis Freitas and Marcus Andrew back deep for the Indians.
Freitas and Andrew back deep for the Indians.
Back to punt.
Stand back at their own 20-yard line. And there's a short kick that's taking a Dartmouth bounce, and that kick netted about 8 yards. And the Indians, off a bad punt, have good field position to start their season.
Ball.
Clock is stopped with 6 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the opening quarter. We have no score. And we'll get a look now at the new offensive look of the Indians.
Yeah, I think it's going to be exciting. Like I said in the opening, too, you know, Jackson Hart's a kid who came on last year. He was a sophomore getting the start, kind of like tonight with Carvalho. He really got settled into it as the season went on. As you see now, spread. We have one back system, no more diamond. Look to open it up here.
4 wides. The opening play of the season, and this is Gremlick. He's looking for room, and he's going to get tangled up and taken down by a host of Spartans there. In there was Dylan Hunt, was one of the first guys to get him.
So Dartmouth already trying to get to the outside, get away from that interior line. Good play by Stang, good pursuit. You know, they're going to be well coached. Dennis Golden's got his guys, you know, probably ready to go all week and probably weeks before the season even started. So good pursuit, good play.
He did a lot of running, but only netted a yard. Second down and 9 now for the Indians. See the Stang crowd across the way with that student section going. Here's Hart, gonna throw it short, completed. That's Andrew. Andrews got himself the first down. Marcus Andrews on the reception and the run after the catch.
So this is what they really want to do. Andrews is one of the fastest kids in the area, one of the quickest guys with him and Hart. Get it to your playmaker, get outside and get up the field.
It'll be first and 10 for the Indians on the Spartan 37-yard line.
It was up to Akilia to get him out of bounds. Well into the Spartan secondary. Indians have it at the 37-yard line, first and 10. Remlick
Ray Gramlich on the carry.
Gets it down to the 35-yard line. Ryan Oliveira making the play for the Spartans. Gain of 3 on the play.
The tackle.
Second down and long. Andrew, what a beautiful night for high school football.
Oh, it's a perfect night. I mean, it's a little warm. I'm sure these kids are sucking some wind right now, but they'll get used to it, and there's nothing better than being out there right now.
He said exactly the same thing.
Indians send out 4 wides. And this is Gremlich. Gremlich bulldozing his way down to about the 27, 26-yard line.
Luke Oliveira on the
Gonna
tackle.
be just short of the first down.
Well, this is what Dartmouth did. They spread you out, and then they're going to chug up the middle. Last year, Gremlich had a lot of broken tackles, runs hard. After a while, they're going to weigh you down inside. They're going to pop one to the outside, and that's what Dartmouth's offense can do this year, I think, is see how far the splits were from the sidelines from wide receivers. They're going to spread you way out so they can hit that gap and go.
2-down territory here for the Indians. We have no score as we approached 4 minutes here in the opening quarter. Gremlich has got a first down. He's looking for more. Tripped up in the secondary. Dan Yazbek there for the Spartans. Not before Gremlich, Andrew, had a big hole.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep reading that end. I think Hart did a nice job reading the end coming down. Just give him belly of Gremlich and get your another 10 yards, 8 yards up the middle. I mean, if the linebackers aren't going to be in that spot, give it to him every time. He's going to have a lane.
Three wides to the near side.
Jackson Hart at quarterback for the Indians.
Hart keeps it.
And he keeps the ball.
Hart's got running room. Hart's got the sideline. Hart's got himself a touchdown.
In for a touchdown.
Jackson Hart, first score of the year.
By Jackson Hart.
The last time they ran up the middle with Gremlich, that end crashed down hard. Great read by Hart to get to the outside. Now it's one-on-one. You got a blocker Adams out there around the corner. That's the athletic ability they didn't really have early on this season last year. Stang didn't see this last year. This is a whole new offense, and Dartmouth just went 48 yards or 52 yards and quick plays, and it's a quick 6-0 lead, and tough start for Stang.
Louis Freitas in to attempt the point after touchdown. Operation looks good. He finishes it off. So with 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the opening quarter, Jackson Hart takes it around the right end for a 21-yard touchdown for the first score of the game. And Andrew, you're exactly right. The more they spread you out, the linebackers are watching the flats. They're also watching Gremlich. And Hart could be the fastest kid on the field, and he showed it right there.
Absolutely. It's Hart and Andrews, the two fastest kids, I think, maybe in the area, from what I've heard all summer long, reading things, talking with the coaches. I think Hart now being more comfortable in this offense after a year, he was watching that end crash. The last play before that touchdown, Gremlich came in, and that end just came hard. Just bootleg it out in the back, and he was one-on-one, and that's all you really need here. If you can watch the end here, just crash down. There's no one on the outside. Linebackers all came inside. Good block by Adams on the outside, and then by the time 21 gets over there trying to make the tackle, it's just too late. And that's the new difference in this offense, where someone athletic as Hart is, he's going to have that ability to get to the corners and get the lanes and get up the seam, where in years before they were kind of running sideways. This year they want to get up the field more than they were east and west.
Once you give up the perimeter, you're in big trouble. There's very few people behind you defensively, maybe a strong safety or a cornerback, but that's it. You've already beat the line and the linebackers, and you have the advantage, especially with his speed. He got to the sideline, and he was gone.
And with the way they're spreading them out, there's no way someone's going to be fast enough to take an angle on him to get there from the opposite side of the field. So now the field's wide open. It's giving him running lanes inside or outside.
17-14. Back to receive.
Cavallo and Ikea
Louis Freitas, the kickoff for the Indians.
back to receive for Bishop Stang as Freitas gets set to kick it away. His team in the lead now at 7-0. And that's going to be a touchback. You got to hand it to Louis Freitas. We've seen him kick here now for a couple of years. Those are 2 kicks as a high school kid into the end zone for Dartmouth High School.
He's done it for a number. I think it's his 3rd year doing this, and I know
so.
he was a big soccer player before that, and it was in between football and soccer. Glad he stuck around with football because that's a weapon in high school. You know, if you get a guy who can return it and kind of minimize that threat.
For the Bishop Stang Spartans on their own 20-yard line.
So the Spartans got a long field ahead of them. They now trail by a score of 7-0. I'm Jim Thompson alongside Andrew Thompson, and we welcome you to this telecast of Dartmouth High School football, not only cablecast locally, but also around the world, live on YouTube TV. And the Spartans break from here on 1st down. That's Plant. He's still on his feet. He's across the 45 and out to the 46-yard line, a gain of 16 yards before Jalen Adams could get him to the ground.
Plant's a big boy, and he just ran somebody over there. And just, again, it's get it to the outside and you get upfield. I mean, he's a big boy to try to take down, kind of like Golden last year where Dartmouth had problems with that. So you got to stay home, keep your reads. That's all this defense needs to do is read what your guy's doing, and that'll be much better. Stay in your positions. Don't try to get ahead of yourself. Don't guess.
Cavallo brings him out 1st and 10. Run it to the left and perhaps a yard or 2. That was Plant, the ball carrier. Jalen Adams once again on the stop for the Indians, alongside Jason Martin. Give him a gain of 2, 2nd and long. We approach the 2.5-minute mark here in the opening quarter. They keep it on the ground once again. Akilia, he's going to be short by about 5 yards. Have you noticed? I believe every run play has gone to the left side.
Yeah, it must be their strong suit. I mean, they've run nothing towards the Dartmouth Indian side. For right now, it's working for them. I mean, the last drive, they had a couple positive gains, 1st downs, move the sticks. 3rd and 3 now, 3rd and 4, see what they can come up with. I mean, this is the problem. Dartmouth's line can stay strong. It's going to be a tough night.
Ooh, somebody might have left early. No flags. However, the play is going nowhere. Looked like one of the Spartans jumped early. That's a loss on the play. It'll bring up 4th down and 3 to go.
That good play by 22 in there.
Michael Hawk.
Hawk. Used to see number 22. That was Martin last year.
So Coach Golden going to go for it.
It'll be 4th and
I think you have to after the last punt. Didn't really do much beneficial for you.
And they get up to the ball, and
timeout.
Dennis wants a timeout. And speaking of Dennis, you will not find a nicer man, and Stang is so lucky to have him, now not the athletic director anymore, but was for a few years, and as the head coach. He's just a pleasant human being who cares for one and all.
He's one of the most genuine people you meet. I think parents are very lucky to have a guy like him to teach these kids, not to be football players, but only to be men. I know you want someone that's going to teach you the right and wrongs in the world, and he's one of the top guys to teach any of these young men that. Also, Nate Green, the new athletic director for Bishop Stang, is also a great guy and a young guy. So it's good to have a great young guy as the athletic director and a guy who's been around with Golden. It's a good combination of people, and happy for Nate. I talked to him the other night on Tuesday at the golf league. He's excited for the game, and I wish him well in his new endeavor as the athletic director.
So the Spartans trailing by a score of 7-0. And let's see if they'll keep the same theory they had a moment ago. Looks like they're going to go for it. You see the down and the yardage marker across the way. 4th and 3.
4th and 3 for the Spartans. Cavallo at quarterback for the Spartans.
And he hands it to the first man through. No whistles yet. That's Yazbek. And he's going to be close to that 1st down.
And Yazbek on the carry.
Looks like the firing referee. Looks like he made enough to get by for the first.
Indians
So they're going to give them the first down. Let's look on.
Yeah, it looks like he got it.
Ball is on the 43-yard line of the Indians.
It's about as
That's
close
enough
as you
for
can
first
get,
down.
but you're a Spartan fan, you're thrilled. If you're an Indian fan, you say, let's try it again. Doesn't matter. They retain possession of the football, and that's key in this game. So it looks like this Dartmouth offense is going to be tough to stop.
Correct. Stang did a very good job that last year, keeping the ball
away from the defense. And this is the quarterback. Cavallo still on his feet, dragging Louis Freitas with him.
Louis Freitas,
and another first down for.
Brings the ball out to the
So good time to pull. You can see Dartmouth now is kind of crashing down a little bit, giving Cavallo a little zone read option to go up the field there. Smart play to keep it. You know, those are the things. It's stay home, stay disciplined. You can't cheat against this kind of offense. You have to stay home, have to stay disciplined. And right there, crash too soon, he's going to pull it and go. Same thing that Dartmouth just did against you.
There's Maddox Dupree trying to get the Spartan quarterback down in the secondary as well. 1st and 10 here for the Spartans. And they just keep running that ball. Let's plant up the middle.
Giacomo Dalla Costa is the tackle. And that is the end of the
Carrero
first quarter.
made the stop, and
Score,
at the end of the first, we have the Spartans driving. The Indians on top by a score of 7-0, Andrew.
Yeah, I think if you're Stang, kind of start off a little rocky, you know, didn't have a great momentum starting drive, punted, not a great punt, let up 7 points, but going to the second quarter, you're still in it. It's Dartmouth had the ball on offense once. I mean, if that's not a victory for them, I don't know what is. I mean, the way Dartmouth moved the ball, it looks like they can almost score at will right now when they get the ball. So Coach Golden and his staff have done a good job of ball control. We're not going to try to blow you out with a 50-yard run, but we're going to dink and dunk you right down the field with inside runs. Strength of the team, offensive line, defensive line. So
and it's very basic football. My 5 guys up front against your 3-4 defense, or your 4-3 defense, whatever it is. We think our guys are better than your guys. And on this drive, Spartans with a little advantage up front.
Yeah, it's man against man. If our guys are better than yours, we're going to go forward. If not, you know, and it's very simple. You know, we're going to run it here, stop us. If you can't do that, it's going to be a long night for the Dartmouth front. It's same for Dartmouth Stang's defense. They're going to spread you if you can't keep those situations or the zones. Hart's going to kill you. So I mean, it's a back and forth, but right now the Stang offensive line is winning the battle up front.
There's Coach Golden along the way, talking to his offense. He's got to be proud of the way they've responded from the poor punt, which put the Indians in good field position, which led to the 21-yard scamper by the Indian quarterback, Jackson Hart, to put the Indians up by a score of 7-0.
2nd and 5 for the Spartans.
And before this play goes off, whistles blow on the field, and might have a procedure penalty against the Spartans. That's Keegan Plant.
Let's see if we can pick up on who moved here.
Dead ball foul, illegal procedure against the Spartans. That's a 5-yard penalty. It will make it
couldn't tell.
2nd down and 11.
This is not what Stang wants, though. Now it's 2nd and 11. Now it could be, you know, 3rd and 6 or whatever. So they got to stand in these situations where they're putting themselves in a possible passing situation. It might be, you know, the first time they throw the ball in the second quarter. We'll see.
So Cavallo brings him out. Look at that, 2nd down and long. And they keep working that left side, and that's Plant. Therefore, the Indians was Ray Gremlick.
Jason Martin on the tackle.
Along with Martin.
Nice inside run by Plant. He's a big boy. It's going to wear him down after a while. I mean,
just short of the 25.
It's a hot night. It's a long night. It's first game of the season. It's a good formula right now for Stang, except for the 3rd and 7. If it was 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, it'd be great. 3rd and 7, got to come up with something different.
3rd and 7. And Cavallo rolls right. Looks to tuck it and run. The Indians chasing after him. They get him down to the ground. Jason Martin there along with Louis Freitas.
Yeah. And it's a pass, but he had some lead blockers. I don't know if it could have been a run, but it was one wide receiver out there running a route and 2 guys lead blocking. But nice play, gets
5 yards on it, bring it 4th down and about 2 to go.
4th and 1, 2. Yeah, I mean it's a good play to get some yardage. Kind of throws Dartmouth off a little bit on the defensive end. So the threat of a pass.
Cavallo at quarterback.
And they hand it to the first man through, and I'm not so sure he got it.
That's going to be close.
Keegan
It's
Plant.
going to be close.
Mike Figueredo.
The referee's pointing first down, Dartmouth.
Let's look on at the replay. They say it's Indian football. You could see them all.
Indians hold them and take over on down.
Yep. Dartmouth beat the line, pushed him back. Plant's a big boy, but went nowhere.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians on their own 19-yard line.
So that was a big stand for the Indians. And the Spartans controlled the clock for a long time and come away with no points.
Right. And now the difficult part of high school football is those guys who are now on the defensive line just worked their tails off on offense. It's going to be a long night for those guys now playing defense. Chase Andrews and Hart around.
Here comes a jet sweep, and that's Andrews. He's got the corner, and Andrews is across the 30 and out to the 32-yard line. That's a gain of 13 and a Dartmouth first down.
That's enough for an Indian first down.
Use the speed, get to the edge.
For the Indians.
I mean, no one's even touching him for about 10 yards there. He's so fast and get to the outside, and nice game for the Indians.
We have seen that play out of Coach White's playbook for many a year.
Yeah, it's a go-to play for him. You got guys like Andrews and other guys who, over the years, have run that play. It's always been productive.
Here's a good look at the Indian quarterback, Jackson Hart, a junior. He's got 3 wides to the top of your screen and hands it to Gremlick. He's got running room. He's a speedster as well, and he's tripped up down at the Spartan 40-yard line. Brock Winslow, perhaps saving a touchdown.
Nice run by Glim to follow his lead blockers, get up the field, stiff arm. Winslow just barely got to him, but that's the inside-outside they're going to have this year. The ability of Grimlick to go inside, and you got to watch Hart and Andrews on the outside. It's fun to watch right now.
Three wides to the near side, 1 to the top of your screen. Andrews in motion. It's a bad snap, and Hart falls back on it at the 45-yard line.
Brings the ball back to the 46-yard line of the Indians.
Well, bound to happen sooner or later. I mean, a couple of those last year, but
2nd and 24.
Smart just to get on top of it, cover it up. I mean, your offense is moving. It's only 2nd down. I mean, you're already in Stang territory, so we'll see what happens. Nothing to be worried about right now.
A lot of young players who try to pick that ball up and cause themselves a lot of confusion and fumbling the ball away. Hart now with Junior just says, like you had just mentioned, let's just fall on it. We'll live another play. And here's Gremlick.
Gremlick on the carry.
Wyatt Bergeron there for the stop. So the Indians are looking at 3rd and a long Uber ride here with 8:35 to go in the opening half.
3rd and 23.
Do we see the first throw from the Dartmouth side tonight?
Things that change a game in an instant. A bad punt by the Spartans sets up a score. The Indians looking to get a good drive here, and they get a bad snap. Here's Hart. Hart's got room. Hart's being chased. Still on his feet down there at the 45-yard line. Big gain on the play, but they're still short of the first down marker they were looking to get.
Yeah, nice game. I mean, smart play. Nobody seemed to be open from what I saw briefly down the field. Way to just hang on to it, get some positive yardage. If you have to punt, maybe pin them deep. I don't really think it's worth going for right now. I think the punt team is on its way out.
So they will kick it away.
Jason Martin, the punt for the Indians.
Akia is back deep. Good snap. And a good kick. And it takes an Indian bounce, and Dartmouth has it surrounded. It's still bouncing in their favor. And the Spartans are going to start deep in their own territory from their own 2. 7:12 to go in the first half. Our score is Dartmouth High School 7, Bishop Stang High School nothing. So one team had a bad punt, led to a Dartmouth score. Indians come back and punt it down and stop them at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great punt. And you're going to make Stang go 99 yards now.
It will be 1st and 10 for the Spartans on their own 2-yard line.
So Cavallo, the young quarterback, will have his hands full.
Cavallo, the quarterback,
trying to dig
for
his
the
team out of a hole here. And before the play gets off, we have a whistle down there on the field, and Dartmouth kids are clapping. And
Dead ball, illegal procedure against Bishop Stang.
oh, you don't see that called
Half the distance to the goal.
too often prior to the snap of the football.
Oh. You're going to take a penalty, it's going to be a half.
Yeah, like
Bill
Bill Belichick would say, you got to take a penalty. You might as well take one there. Might as well take one in that situation.
Bishop Stang.
So now the Spartans will take a timeout. We want to welcome you folks along the way, folks watching on YouTube across the world, Stang and Dartmouth alumni. Andrew and I welcome you. Thanks for having us in your living rooms. And of course, local cable station in Dartmouth. You guys have been longtime fans of DCTV. Does as good a job as any, folks. You're watching this telecast tonight. It's about as good as it gets locally. I'll compare our cable system here against anyone's in southeastern Massachusetts. Peter Chase does a great job. He's added a few young, talented staff members as well, and it just keeps rolling. We've been doing these games, I think, Andrew, I've been doing them since 1997, 1998. That just makes me old and makes you young.
Oh, yeah.
Dennis Racine. Dennis. Okay, so
Sammy Martin. Now I really feel old. He was a classmate of Andrew's, and he was in my house an awful lot as a kid. And there was a lot of missing silverware and cupcakes when he was around, Andrew. I never wanted to say it was him, but every time he was around, the hostess cupcakes would disappear.
Yeah, you weren't the only house that did it, too.
They belong to Dennis Racine, Tech Auto World, John Cavallo, Christine Lodge, Mary Loie Alea, and Michelle Fonseca. Those guys need to be moved immediately or they will be towed. They are in back of Town Hall. Thank you.
So we have a good friend, local police officer, just handed Doc Noons. Better get those cars towed or else.
First down for the spot.
Here's Cavallo. Cavallo's got room the far side. They try to knock him out of bounds, and finally they do. He takes a hard hit
And he gets knocked out
along the sideline.
by Jason Martin.
Jason Martin, a big hit.
Yeah, good play by Stang to get to the outside and get some, don't try to run anything up the middle, get to the outside. Grimlich took the hit, and then Martin finished it off there, big hit.
Not before he picked up a gain of 9. Got themselves out of a little jam as they were pinned up against the goal line. So second down and short. And I would think Coach Golden just would be happy just to possess the football for another 3 or 4 minutes, whether they score or not.
Probably happy to hold it for the next 6 minutes and 25 seconds.
Plant on the carry.
This is Plant, and he's being
Like a
wrestled
host of Indians
in
led
there by Jason Martin, a few
and
others.
Gramlich.
Remlick in there as well. Jackson Hart. Getting up slowly.
But that's enough
Seems to be
for
okay.
first down. Ball is on
It is a
15
Spartan
yard line.
first down.
It'll be
It'll
first and
spot it
10
at the 15.
For the Spartans on their own 15-yard line.
You know, I hate those people. I shouldn't say hate. I dislike those people who break traffic violations, don't you? They tell you where to park. At least you should park where you're supposed to. I've never done anything like that. And they'll keep it on the ground as well. This is Plant. He's out for a solid gain
Tom Quinn on the
of
tackle.
8 yards. Tom Quinn in on the stop.
Yeah, Plant's going to be getting his
Gain of 8 on the play. It
number
will be
called a lot if
second
he
and
keeps
2.
doing that over and over again.
Ball
And
is
again,
on the
he's a
spot,
big running back for
22
the Stang team. And last year we saw Golden, who was a big boy. He ran the show on offense, broke a lot of tackles, wore Dartmouth down. So maybe Plant can be that guy from this year, break one, and all of a sudden it's a 7-7 game going to the half, and you're thrilled.
Stang is yet to attempt the pass.
Yazbek on the
This
carry.
is Yazbek, and he crawls across the 25 out to the 26-yard line, but that's enough for a spot and first down. So Andrew, they moved the ball from their own 1-yard line
Quinn and Mott.
all the way out here,
Quinn and
just
Jason
across the
Mott
25.
tackle.
Yeah, I mean,
That's enough for a
if
first
you're
down.
Stang, you're
Ball's on the
thrilled with this
26-yard
drive so
line.
far to get yourself
It'll be
out of that
first and 10
situation,
for
especially after the
Stang.
first punt that we saw that went about 8 yards. I mean, it's a scary thing to be backed up knowing if you go 3 and out, Dartmouth's going to get the ball maybe inside the 30. So a little bit more breathing room now.
And this is a big run out here by Yazbek. He's out for 13, 14 yards out to the 40, and another Stang first down.
Had it Dupree on the tackle.
Again, Cavallo does a good job of using the ball as a fake and giving it early.
Brings the ball out
A
to the
little belly
40-yard
run
line
there
for
up the middle, and
Spartans.
it's
It'll be first and
catches
10
Dartmouth off
for the
guard
Spartans
there,
on
and
their
it's
own 40-yard line.
inside outside for Stang right now, which is a good pattern going for him, and hopefully Dartmouth can settle in and make a stop here.
Cavallo on the
And
quarterback
Cavallo
keeper.
keeps it. He's still on his feet, twisting, turning. He's got himself a first down. A gain of 13, and they're starting to rip the interior defense of the Indians.
Well, you get an experienced line like this. I mean, you can see all the white jerseys before. There's no Dartmouth green there.
Brings
It's
the ball out to the
8 or 9 yards before Adams can really get a hold of him, and Freitas can get a hold of him, and he's 12 yards downfield. I mean, that's your strength, and that's what you want. That's what. If you go back, look at that replay, you don't see one green jersey standing up. Everyone else on the ground.
Let's run this real slow, guys, if we can.
See, look at the line. There's no green in front of them. A little bit of pull, but after that, there's no one there. It's a great offensive wave to go forward, get the offensive line going forward. Defensive lines are going back. It's not ideal for Dartmouth defensive front right now. I'm sure they're gassed, and I'm sure they're tired. And it's the first game of the season. You don't hit a lot anymore, and there's no more double sessions. There's no more two-a-day. They don't do that stuff anymore. So the first time you get to hit somebody else, not your teammate, it takes a while.
Dennis talking to his players along the way. He's got this game right where he wants it. But I think Dartmouth has only had 2 possessions in the first half.
Yeah, I think so. 2 possessions, yeah.
Dennis would take that if he had a pregame chat with his coaches and they sat around a table, and if we can hold them to 2 possessions in the first half, we have a chance. And they do have a chance. They're pushing this Dartmouth front all over the field on this drive, starting at their own 1-yard line. And they just continue to run right into the interior of that Dartmouth defense.
By a host of Indians led by Tom Quinn.
Yep.
Quinn in there again for the Indians.
Jason Hart.
It's quick. It's quick on that handoff to Plant. He's already 2 or 3 yards up the field before Dartmouth defenders kind of know where the ball is. So it's working well right now, and you can see some guys, subs coming in from Dartmouth's line.
44-yard line.
And they give it to the first man through Yazbek. He gets it down to the 40-yard line before he's met there by the Indians, Figueredo.
Ball is on the 41-yard line of the Indians. It will be 3rd and 3.
Andrew, other than that 4th down and short with the Indians
For Bishop Stang.
front, pushed the Spartans back to stop that drive. It's completely turned around with the Spartans in control up front.
Absolutely, and another inside run.
That time by Dylan Hart, and he's going to be short. Yep.
Jason Martin in on the
Jason
tackle.
Martin there stopping him, and now Coach Golden is looking at another 4th down and short.
Ball is on the just.
I mean,
on the
we
other
said this
side of the
this
40-yard
drive
line.
was 6:25. Where I said he'd be happy to have the ball. Now we're down to 2:25. This is exactly how you'd want to play this game. Slow it down, beat them up, wear them down.
See if the Indians cram the line of scrimmage.
Oh, get it.
Oh, somebody fumbled there. Somebody snapped the ball.
He snapped the ball. That should be a
Snapped
fumble.
the ball. Oh, they're going to call.
Nobody was there.
They're going to call illegal procedure.
But the center snapped the ball. That should be a loose ball. Center's the only one who moved.
Should have
For
jumped.
that,
He did jump on. The Dartmouth Indians jumped on it.
Did he jump on?
It should be a first down, Dartmouth.
First down for Dartmouth.
I don't understand that. How do you snap
Dead
the ball?
foul. Illegal procedure against Bishop Stang. 5-yard penalty.
well, you
Takes
folks on
4th and
YouTube, you can
6.
write in your comments about what you thought of that call.
That's interesting. Usually when you snap the ball, that means the beginning of a play, but I don't know the rules anymore.
Well, now Stang's looking at a 4th down and 6 yards to go. And now flags fly.
Penalty marker on the play.
The referee looking over at the Spartan sideline.
Dead ball foul. Illegal procedure against the Spartans.
So Stang is marching from their own goal
5-yard
line
penalty will make it 4th and 11.
all the way down
And now they're going to call.
to about the 42, and now they're pushed back.
It's an interesting last couple of
4th and
plays.
11, yes. And now they got to go back and
Marcus Andrews back deep.
punt formation. Last punt didn't go very far.
Travis Enriquez. the
Good
kick-
snap.
Punter.
No rush. And the Indians just going to let it bounce behind them and see if Stang can get
that goes
down
into the
there.
end zone.
It's a touchback.
And it's a touchback. The ball will come out to the 20-yard line.
That's a big break for Dartmouth right there. They could have been facing.
That was a big break, because if you watch the official at the top of your screen, his job is to get down to the goal line. You don't even see him. I was watching him. He's 15 yards back, and look at this guy finally getting there.
Well, you know,
They're old like your dad. What else can you say?
they've got shorts on tonight. First time I've seen the rush
Yeah,
on shorts.
that's shorts.
And for the Indians,
Well, Dartmouth has 1 minute and 25 seconds. As the Spartans shoot themselves in the foot as they march the ball down 59, 60 yards before they give it up on downs. They have to punt it away to the Indians.
Hot at quarterback.
And here's Hart. Hart jukes one guy still on his feet, falls forward to the 29. He's going to be just short of the first down.
Hot on the carry,
Nice
brought
play by
down.
Hart here to hold it,
By
make the
Jack
defense
Ross.
go that way, shoot, go back up that way, and nice first down play.
That's enough for an Indian first down.
You can tweet Andrew Thompson
Timeout, Dartmouth.
for all you local fans that have his number. If you're an official, what did happen on that play? The center snapped the ball. No one moved. And Dartmouth recovered it, and they said it was illegal procedure. Might have to Google that at halftime. Okay, so the replay official in our truck said that the center moved first, which would make a lot of sense.
If the center moves first, that would kill it.
I was going to say, doesn't the center
First and
usually
10
move
for the
first?
Indian.
Makes sense if he stood up, correct.
Ball is on their own 30-yard line. Jackson
Tweets
Hyde,
are coming in
quarterback
like
for
crazy.
the
A
Indians.
lot of fans around the country watching this. Here's Hart. Near side, throws out here in the flat. It's completed.
Hart's pass.
And a little extracurricular activity as Adams got the pass. Clock running now, under a minute to go.
Nice catch by Jalen. Just couldn't get out of that tackle.
Here's Hart down the middle of the field. Falls incomplete.
Intended for Marcus Andrews, incomplete.
Looks like we got our first cramp in the night out there.
It'll be
Official
Marcus
timeout on the
Andrews.
field. Again, the following cars need to be moved immediately. You have 10 minutes or they will be towed. Dennis Racine.
I have a tweet here, or actually a text from Matthew Payette.
Christine Lodge.
Told me it looked like there was an illegal procedure in the wide receiver on the second penalty.
They're parked in back of Town Hall.
Very knowledgeable man.
He's an outstanding banker, but he knows nothing about football. As we looked at the replay, and the center did stand up. Here's our official spotters in the truck. Let's see.
That's snapping the ball, though.
It's snapping the ball.
No, he moved first, then snapped. He's right. Right call.
The ball snapped.
Snapped
He's
the ball.
moving.
Now he's moving. The ball's already snapped. I don't buy it.
He's standing up.
I don't buy it.
Well, we're talking to the guys in the truck who do a great job to do that on the fly, get that replay. So keep tweeting in to Andrew if you wish. He is a married man now, so we don't need any. Oh, it's X. I know. Now it's X. When you get old like me, close to 70 years old, you don't want anything in writing.
3rd and 5 for the Indian.
3rd down 5 here for the Indians. This is Hart looking for room. They have him bottled up. He's not going to get the first down. They stand him up, and somebody blow a whistle.
Set by a host of Spartans. Led by Takis Sakarolopoulos.
Sekakolopoulos
It'll be
in on the
4th
stop.
and 5.
That's some,
Notice you didn't have to say it.
I'm trying to avoid that name as much as possible.
Timeout.
The game is slowed now in the last 2.5 minutes. And Stang marched the ball down from their own 2 to about the 45 of Dartmouth. Had 4th and short, committed 2 penalties, had to punt the football away, and the Indians haven't really done anything with it since they got the football back. So they'll look to punt it away with 32 seconds to go in the opening half, clinging on to a 7-0 lead. And it's a hot evening here in Dartmouth, Massachusetts. A lot of hands on the hips. As Andrew had noted earlier, there's a lot of rule changes over the last several years about hitting in practice. And, most parents, rightfully so, worried about concussions. But thankfully, a lot of these guys, including the Indian quarterback, 40-goal scorer in lacrosse. You got to be pretty good to do that.
Timeout, Indians.
Keelia is back deep to receive, and now Sam Madden, special teams coach, has called for another timeout. Hey, if you have anybody out there that thinks that they're eligible for the Dartmouth High School Athletic Hall of Fame, and there's a lot of people out there, due to COVID, they weren't I think the last Hall of Fame was in 2018, 19. So there's a lot of eligible boys and girls athletes. All you have to do is go on the Dartmouth website, look under Dartmouth High School Athletic Hall of Fame, and nominate someone that was on your team or someone that you've seen. Just make sure you have the exact information. Just don't say he or she was great. You got to have the information to back it up. Mike Shea in charge of that. I've been to several meetings, and they're very well run. High, booming kick here. And it's going to take a spot and roll to about the 42-yard line. They'll have it.
Down by Michael Houck
And the clock
at the 43-yard
didn't move.
line of the Spartans.
I think it moved 4 seconds, maybe.
It will be 1st and 10 for Bishop Stang on their own.
So Coach Golden
43-yard
talking to
line.
his young quarterback. Will they risk throwing it or just be happy that they only trailed by 7? And was it 3 offensive series for Dartmouth the first half?
That was the third one right there, yeah. Maybe 4, yeah, 4.
First and 10 for Cavallo and the Spartans. And this is Cavallo. He's got plenty of running room. He's in the secondary. Down to the 36-yard line of Dartmouth where they finally wrap him up.
Brought down by a host of Indians led by Louis Freitas.
Donovan Burgo back there making the stop deep.
The third or fourth time this play's worked for them tonight with Cavallo keeping positive yards there, and just a spike here. 13 seconds.
On the Indian 37-yard line. Cavallo spikes the ball to bring up 2nd and 10. Ball is on the Indian 37-yard line.
So do you call Twitter X now? Are you?
I don't do much of anything anymore.
Well,
I peruse. I don't post or anything.
it's a good idea.
People don't need to know what I'm thinking.
Well, I've known you for 40 years. I still don't know what you're thinking.
No.
I kill you at the ball carrier.
Icat on the carry.
Time looks like it's going to run out here. They get to the line of scrimmage, but they're not going to be able to get a play off, and that ends the first half. And an interesting one it was. The Spartans controlling the offensive defensive lines and holding Dartmouth's high-powered offense only 7 points. So get ready for the award-winning Dartmouth High School Marching Band. I understand it's only going to be a short event here tonight, 5 to 7 minutes worth. Andrew and I will be right back after the halftime show. Thanks for joining us.
Also, too, want to let you know. everyone, and welcome to our football game between the Spartans of Bishop Stang High School and your Dartmouth High School Indians. Now the Dartmouth High School marching band will perform their 2023 production, Stencils and an Alleyway.
Okay, we're gonna go.
Drum major, is the band ready? Dartmouth High School Marching Band, you may take the field for performance. I'm John Nunes, your announcer, and on behalf of the Dartmouth High School football team and marching band, we thank you for being here this evening, and we hope to see you 2 weeks from tonight. Thank you.
Back out here at Dartmouth Memorial Field as we get set to call all the action. To start the third quarter, our score is 7-0. Dartmouth High School as we look at Coach McGonigal across the way, one of the assistants for Bishop Stang. And it's about what Andrew and I anticipated, that Bishop Stang would try to control the line of scrimmage and control the clock, which they've done very successfully in the first half. Dartmouth had one great drive off a botched punt with the quarterback, Jackson Hart, taking it in from 21 yards out, but they've done nothing since, Andrew. And this game thus far has come down to the beefy guys up front.
Yeah, I mean, something that Stang's obviously proud of. The returning guys come back. It was listed in the newspaper. The guys in the offensive line were excited to be veterans, per se, on the line, and they knew that's their strength, and they've done that. And they've shown that they can move the ball against Dartmouth, and by doing that methodically, it's kept the ball out of the hands of the Indians, which, to be down 7-0 at this point in the game, is probably an ecstatic feeling for Stang, because once Dartmouth gets rolling, it's really tough to get them to stop.
All right, so the Spartans trailed by a touchdown. They'll kick it off, and it's a short kick right up the middle. And Dartmouth High School alertly jumps on it. And they'll have a good possession. Tom Quinn, junior outside linebacker.
Oh, good.
Did a great job on the surprise onside kick to start the third quarter.
I understand the concept, but you've had Dartmouth kind of on the ropes a little bit on offense. Now it gives them a chance to get the ball at the 50. They haven't produced much on offense, and now it's a shorter field for them. I understand it, try to get it, but you're only down 7. It's not something you need to panic about. I feel like that's maybe a wrong time. I don't want to question anybody's judgment, but too early for me.
Is Hart looking for running room, breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles, stretches it down to about the 47-yard line with Dan Yazbek of the Spartans. Got him to the ground. A lot of perimeter that time. Couldn't cut it up as early as he wanted to, Andrew.
No, and good play by the Stang defense. You know, force him to go east and west and not north and south. But Hart's an athlete. He's a lacrosse guy. He's shifty. He's going to make 5 yards look easy like he did right there. Or 6 yards. 4 yards.
Second down and 6. Opening possession of the second half of a 7-0 game. 2 to the near side, 2 to the top of your screen.
Hot at quarterback for the Indians.
This is Gremlich. Gremlich cracks down inside to about the 42-yard line. He's going to be short by about a yard. Yazbek there for the Spartans on the stop, and Gremlich, he just loves to run it up the gut like that. Tough kid.
Tough kid, tough run. He gets 4 or 5 yards right off the bat. Just nothing special. Just put your head down and go. And now it's a 3rd and short. And again, it's with this onside kick. Does Dartmouth? They don't get it here. You go for it, I would assume, if you coach White, and it kind of puts Stang's defense behind the 8 ball right off the bat in the second half.
Here's Gremlich. He's got the first down, and Murray's in the secondary. Look out! Gremlich finally taken down by the shoe tops. That was Demora in the secondary that saved a touchdown.
Yeah, good blocking by the Indians up front. There's really nobody touching them for at least 18, 20 yards. And nice run for Glenbeck. Now this Dartmouth offense is cooking a little bit, and you gave them some spark off the opening kick, and they're right down in territory now. I'm definitely thinking 2-down territory, but you have Freitas who can boot it pretty good. So looking pretty good right now for the Indians.
1st and 10. This is Andrew. Marcus looking for the goal line. He's got it. Second score of the night for the Indians.
So this is what we kind of talked about. You're getting him in space. You can spread him out wide. Andrews is so fast. He gets to the boundary, and then he's got the gap right there. Good block on the outside again by Jalen Adams. Not to hold after he's gone by him. That's been a big thing. Good block, solid play. Give Andrews space, and he's going to have a big year.
Louis Freitas to attempt the extra point.
Louis Freitas on for the point after touchdown.
He's the holder.
And that's good. That thing's on Hawthorne Street. Clock stop, 9:48 in the third. Indians take the lead at 14-0. You know, Bill Belichick says it all the time, and as Patriot fans, we're fed up with certain things that he perhaps does. But let's look onto this one more time on the jet sweep.
Jet sweep, a little bit different look than last year. Again, they spread you out, and they get to the boundary, and it's one-on-one, and it's up the field and go. It's kind of crazy to say, but you see a team like Alabama, you got guys like that who can get guys to the boundary and get upfield. That's a very tough offense to stop if you're not fast enough to get out there. And talk about the Patriots, whatever. We've seen slower linebackers,
right?
You know, and once they get to that perimeter and get upfield, it's a very tough thing to try to catch up and pursue. And Dartmouth is much more athletic on the outside than Stang.
So I was going to say, we get tired of Bill Belichick, you know, offense, defense, and special teams. And I think this year they kept 5 special teamers or whatever, and the fans are moaning and groaning about it. This game's 14 points comes down to miscues on special teams with Bishop Stang.
Yeah.
They've run the clock. They've controlled the clock. They've pretty much pushed Dartmouth all around without scoring. But special teams have given up 14 points. That's the difference in the ball game.
Absolutely. Field position off special teams.
Louis Freitas, his team up by 2 touchdowns now. High, end over end.
Cavallo on the return.
And this is Cavallo. Cavallo looking for running room across the far sideline. Gets it up to the 25, 26 yard line.
By a host of Indians.
Where
Martin
made the stop.
Thank you. Jason Martin on the tackle.
So Coach Golden now, he should watch out. That's Wally Farrier behind him, Andrew. A secret spy. Dartmouth High School Hall of Famer, the great attorney Walter Farrier. Good friend of mine in Andrews. Always perusing that far sideline. He's got some great stories over the years. Have a glass of wine with Wally, and he'll tell you some great coach's story on that visitor's sideline. Been walking it for years. Stang now down by 2 touchdowns. And they'll do what they do best. They're going to run it, and they got a big gainer here. That's the big running back who's had a great game so far, Keegan Plant.
A nice play by Plant inside, and got some of the Dartmouth defenders looking inside, and he cut it outside. And Plant comes off the field after that run. He's kind of been the workhorse for him tonight.
So Cavallo has his troops 1st and 10 at midfield. Dartmouth crowds the line at the line of scrimmage. The ball is out. Diving forward, I believe the Spartans recovered it at midfield. No, they're going to say the Indians have it.
They're going to call him. They're going to call him down.
Donovan Burgo got it, but let's see if the call stands on the field.
It is Dartmouth ball.
Well, somebody poked it out on that scrum down there, and Coach White looks on. He'll take the call. His team up by 2 scores, 9:48. Clock stopped here at the stadium. 8:54 to play. I'm Jim Thompson alongside Andrew Thompson. We'll welcome you to this telecast of Dartmouth High School football. Season opener. Yep. Long-time rival, Bishop Stang versus Dartmouth.
And if you're Dartmouth, you just want to... If you get up 21, that's huge against a team like Stang that has to methodically move the ball. Get in the end zone, kind of put this game away, and start the season off right.
Jackson Hart, I'm sorry.
Here's Gremlich. He's got running room on the outside. He's still on his feet inside the 30, down inside the 25-yard line. Ridden down there by Dominic Cavallo, but not before a huge gain by the Indian running back.
So nice way to cut to the outside for Gremlich. He's been mostly inside all night long. Finally gets its bounce to the outside. Big gain for Dartmouth. Momentum all on the Dartmouth offense side right now. I think this is what Stang was afraid of, going into the game. And kind of first half they kind of muddled you up a little bit. Now it's off and running.
Spot the ball at the Spartan 22-yard line, 1st and 10 Indians, and we have a whistle. And a timeout called by Dennis Golden.
Good timeout.
Indians feeling it here on this offensive drive.
Something we talked about earlier is the kids on the Stang defensive and offensive line, they have to go both ways. And at this point in the game, it's, you're chasing, and then you're playing offense. You can kind of see it now. Some of these linemen aren't getting the position on defense where they were initially in the first half of the game. It's starting to catch up to a little bit, which is a good thing for Dartmouth, unfortunate thing for Stang. But Dartmouth's getting to the boundaries with much easier in this half than they were the first half, and big plays are happening.
Yeah, and it's miscues. That's what often decides high school and college games, and oftentimes in the pros. Stang has really committed one major turnover, but it's their special teams on a short botch punt. And they start the second half on an attempted short kickoff to try to gain possession, and they've led to scores. So now let's see if the Indians can score off this fumble recovery. Long run by Gremlich has them inside the 25-yard line of the Spartans. A lot of hands on hips now in that defensive front for Stang. It's a very warm evening here at the stadium. Here's the jet sweep, and Andrews, instead of taking it to the outside, cut it back, and finally they blow the whistle. Cut it back inside, looking for more yardage. He picked up 4 or 5.
Led by Dylan Hunt.
A good play off the end, kind of blew it up right there, and by 21. Came hard off the end. Jacked the rust
It will be 2nd and 8
off the edge.
for
It kind of blew that play up for Stang. Nice play.
Ball is on the spot, 21-yard line.
This is Hart. He's looking for running room. He's got it. Dives forward to the 15-yard line. Gonna be short of the first down by a couple.
Cavallo on the tackle.
Kind of a might be a game-saving tackle by Cavallo just to get him down by the shoestring, because if not, he had some room.
It will be 3rd and 1.
Hart, a 40-goal scorer in lacrosse. Talk about an athlete. Starting quarterback here for Dartmouth High School. Pitch, Gremlich.
Gramlich on the carry.
He's got room. Got himself a first down.
He's inside the 10-yard line.
Galvin DeMoran and Yazbak in the secondary making the tackle on Ray Gremlich.
It's kind of a different new play they wrinkle there for the Indians. Little backdoor pitch to the outside.
First and goal here. Gremlich not going to get very far. Falls forward for a yard or two.
Met by a host of Spartans.
Ran into
Led by Taki Sakopoulos.
Sakopoulos. Say that 10 times fast. Made the stop.
Close enough for government work.
.545 and running here in the third. Seems like the plays are coming in slower as this game goes on. It's so hot and humid here at the stadium. Second and goal now for
On the 8-yard line of the Spartans.
the Indians. And here's a rollout. Hart throws. Caught. Touchdown. Jalen Adams on the reception.
Nice pitch and catch here by Jalen.
Jackson Hart.
Had a couple guys open in this play. Burgo's open.
Jalen Adams.
Adams, way to maneuver his body back to the ball. Good to see a wide receiver take advantage out there. He blocks hard all night long, does the right things, and when you get your number called, you make a play for a touchdown. Senior against Stang. Good for him.
Whoop, there's a botch hole. The Indians now trying to run it in. Diving, but just short. Is the holder.
An attempt to run it in is
Maddox Dupree.
no good.
Just came up short on that.
26 seconds to go in the third quarter.
So
It
with
is
5:26 to
Dartmouth
go
20, Bishop Stang nothing.
here in the third,
Official timeout on the field.
20-6 Indians, but
water break.
another special teams play in this game. Cost you a point.
Oh.
I don't know why I'm into special teams tonight. Not too many people are into special teams.
I don't know. Between that and the hurricane, you're all worked up.
Oh, I'm all worked up. Yeah, you folks in Dartmouth. Start tying your boats up. You never know. I will wave to you guys. We're up there in the press box, and I can tell you the Doc Nunes is on the school committee, and we thank him for his volunteer work all these years, but they got the window taped. They can't even have a window that goes up or down, and there's black tape on it. So you would think they have all year to do this. But they built beautiful studios. Peter, if you can get a picture of that across the way before the kickoff, the beautiful DCTV studios across the way. See if we can get a picture of that in a minute. Peter might be afraid to. There it is. Those are our new DCTV studios across the way. So we want to thank you, taxpayers of Dartmouth. Thank you so much. There's an RV in there for DCTV. We go to away games so we could sleep. There's a kitchen in there for us. It's really good. So we thank you, taxpayers. Thank you so much for the new studio. And thank you to Doc Noons. In all seriousness, it was all part of the stadium project to have that garage. That was in the original blueprint and just finished within the last year. Put to good use. High end over end. And it's dropped by Cavallo. He picks it up. And Cavallo gets it up across the 20-yard line. With Logan Arujo made the special team stop for the Indians. 5:17 to go here in the third. Coach Golden talking to his quarterback, Andrew. What do you think they're talking about across the way?
Do we throw it? I mean, Cavallo's done everything he can tonight. He's played a great game, actually, as far as the offensive goes for Stang. I mean, it's tough to break plays against Dartmouth because their specialists are fast and athletic. Even if you break the front wave, those guys are coming, Hart's back there, Andrews is back there, Freitas is back there. You have athletes that can catch you. So even if you can break one, they're not going to be able to break it 80 yards like, Andrews might or Hart might. So that's a bit of a difference right now.
Well, they do what they do best, keep it on the ground. Yazbek looking for yardage, and that time the Indians stonewalled him. Logan Arujo, senior.
67. Lucas Patello on the tackle.
Now they change the tackle to Lucas Patello. Crackerjack spotted Jeff sitting alongside. Got those binoculars on every play. We thank him for it. And they run it to the near side, but not very far.
Akalia on the carry. Tom Quinn on the tackle.
So Andrew's pointing to Jackson Hart is on the sideline. Andrew, what are you trying to tell me?
I think he's just stretching out, maybe some cramps, but he's some substitutions in there, and looks like John Johnson is in there, number 8 for Dartmouth, while Jackson's out. And it looks like Gremlick is also on the sideline taking a breather on this defensive series as well.
3rd down 8. And they look to throw it out quickly and have a catch and a run after the catch.
Pass is complete to Demora.
Demora on the reception, and that's going to bring them about 3 yards short of what they were looking for.
Marcus Andrew pushed them out of bounds.
Marcus Andrew pushed them out of bounds.
Ball is on the 29-yard line. It will be 4th and 3.
Andrews is down cramping, it looks like, on the sidelines after making that tackle as well.
Well, this very hot night. Fieldside before the game, a couple of coaches were mentioning that as the game would wear on to look out for kids suffering from cramps. The Spartans going for it here on 4th down. And they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it.
Hunt on the carry.
Dylan Hart, the ball carrier, didn't make it.
Michael Hout on the carry.
And the Indians take over on possession as the Spartans go 4 and out, trailing by a score of 20-0.
Yeah, it's a nice play to shoot the gap, make the play in the backfield.
On the Bishop Stang 30-yard line.
As we look on.
Just beat him to the spot in the backfield. Nice tackle, nice play. Coach Zexer and Coach Martin will be very happy watching that play on film.
Michael Hawk on the tackle. 1st and 10 Indians, looking for another score.
Jackson Hart at quarterback for the Indians.
Hart in there at the quarterback spot. And here's Gremlick.
On the carry.
Gremlick's got the sideline. Gremlick still on his feet. They wrestle him out of bounds here on the near side. That's enough for an Indian first down as they move the chains across the way.
Again, the boundaries in the second half. They get to the outside, and they're just faster to the corner and blocking downfield. And another easy 15, 20-yard play by Dartmouth getting to the outside.
They'll spot the ball at the 12-yard line, 1st and 10. Hart, the quarterback, Gremlick, the running back. In the belly of Gremlick. Gremlick looking for 6, and he is in there for a touchdown. Ray Gremlick from 12 yards out ups the Indian lead to 26-0.
Just the bread and butter. Just get to the outside again this half. Good blocking downfield by Burgo and Freitas, and he gets in the end zone. Nice play, nice run, nice touchdown. Something that Dartmouth does have that other teams don't is they have Burgo, Freitas, Adams, all these guys who have blocked for 3 years on a varsity field. They know how to block. They don't. You haven't seen the penalties downfield. Ooh, blocked. But you haven't seen the penalties downfield that other teams make when there's a hold or something silly that these refs will throw a flag at. So it's nice.
It is your Dartmouth Indians 26, the Bishop Stang Spartans nothing.
Watch the end. And we've been talking about special teams all night long. And this is just a blown blocking assignment. Just watch. No one blocked them.
No. And part of being on that outside is you have to be able to almost multitask of hit the inside guy and just get that outside guy off his step, 1 or 2 steps. You have to make contact with that guy in the end. I'm sure that'll be the...
It'll be a talking point.
Oh, I'm
at
sure.
Practice. 26-0's our score. Thanks for watching. Jim Thompson, Andrew Thompson here from Memorial Stadium in Dartmouth, Massachusetts. Always thank our viewers in the town. And all you people worldwide, you'd be surprised how many people have moved out of the area and alumni of both teams, especially this game. And when I sent my note to Dennis, I said, hey, make sure you tell the alumni from Bishop Stang, tune into YouTube Live. A lot of people have moved away. A lot of kids have gone off to college and whatnot. And I'm sure on a Friday night they have nothing better to do than to watch this.
And Dominic Cavallo back deep for the Spartans.
So Loy set to kick it away. His team now on top by 26 points. This is Cavallo, and he gets it up across the 20 and is slammed down there. Where the Spartans, trailing by 26, will have it 1st and 10. Logan Arujo once again on special teams for the Indians. There's a look at Cavallo, who's playing a nice game, Andrew. It's just had some unfortunate luck. They move the ball and either turn it over or run out of downs, and that's been the whole night for Stang.
Yeah, I think, it's hands on the hips. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them coming in. You're exhausted. It's the first game of the year. You're already amped up. You're already using more, juice than you really need to, and then you got to go play this game, and it's nasty out here. I mean, I'm surprised there's more kids having cramp. We did a game a couple years ago where kids cramped almost every other play. So, I mean, it's a tough night.
And this is the ball carrier.
Yazbek on the carry.
Yazbek. Hauk on the stop, and right on cue is another young man. Hopefully with just a cramp. Yes, it is.
For the Indians. Gain of 7 on the play. It will be second. It will be second.
So if you're watching this game on Facebook, and you can write something on Facebook, if you can predict the final score, now we're only going to do this for the next 2 minutes and 28 seconds. you will get a free pizza at FaZe. We'll even ship it to you. So if you can guess the final score, just send it to Dartmouth Cable TV or Dartmouth Media, live on Facebook, and address it to Peter Chase. He's like the big shot now running the place. And that's what you'll get. So you Facebook followers, and I'll even pay for a beverage. That's the kind of guy I am, Andrew.
Wow.
We have a new granddaughter living with us.
Dan Yazbek walks off the field under his own power.
All the neighbors already know that she's going to have a good time with Gramps. Got to go to breakfast 3 or 4 mornings a week next year when she can walk and talk, and Gramps will be showing her off around town. Even going to stop at Doc Noon's house, see if he has any freshly baked goods for my granddaughter, and if he has a hot cup of coffee for his old friend Jim.
As long as you don't come home with a drum set that I have to listen to, we'll be.
I got Madeira wine for your daughter.
2nd and 3 here for the Spartans. And they push it up for a first down. That's Dylan Hunt. We approach 2 minutes to go here in the third. And both teams are taking their time getting back to the huddle, as are the referees. It is extremely warm here this evening.
On their own 37-yard line.
And these 22 on the field have to be exhausted. As Andrew has stated, it's the first game of the season. And if you're trailing by a score of 26-0, you still have to play.
Fumble.
This ball is loose, and running it in for a touchdown is Michael Houck.
Steals the ball.
Michael Houck stole the ball, and the Indians have run it into the end zone.
37 yards for an Indian touchdown.
It almost looks like they just kind of lost the ball in the fake and the handoff, and that's part of, unfortunately, that's part of the kind of offense. When you get tired, you have mental breakdowns. You just don't have the energy that you had in the first half, and it's something silly like that turns into a touchdown, and it's quickly now, 30, or it could be 33 depending on what happens here.
Operation looks good this time. No rush from the outside. Louis knocks it through to increase the lead to 33-0 with a $1:30 to go in the third. And Andrew, I think you predicted this early in the first half. You said, well, if Stang can stay with them, they got a chance. And a special teams mess up trying to go for the onside kick has completely changed this game around. You gave the Indians field position, and they've been unstoppable since.
Yeah, I mean, you did a great job in the first half with kind of slowing them down offensively. They didn't get into any rhythm, and then you give them the ball up to 50. They get rhythm, and they've never stopped since. It kind of gave them that, like, okay, now they can't stop us. Boom, boom, boom. Look at the scoreboard, and it's now 33-0, and it's all but over at this point, unfortunately for the Spartans. But it's just, again, we talked about the athletes and the speed and the difference. You can have the big boys up front, but if you can't compete in the outside with the speed guys, it's going to be a long night.
Kalir and Cavallo back deep for the Spartans.
Oh, Louis boots it away high, end over end. And the Spartans run it back. Houston and turning, and here's the return man, Keel. Tom Quinn making the special team stop. So, Andrew, we have a score of 33-6 so far in the Facebook post. We won't say who has that post, but it has come to me subliminally. We have one at 33-6 for the pizza. And I know this guy will take a cold beer. I just know it. I don't know him that well, but if I were him, I'd go for the 2 beers and the heck with the pizza.
Right. I'll take the beers right now.
Yeah, it is so.
About 95 degrees in this booth.
It is hot. Stang's got a new quarterback in there, and he gets tackled in the backfield. Brock Winslow in there, and his first snap as a varsity quarterback goes for a 3-yard loss. The Indians now subbing freely.
Loss of 3 on the play. It will be second.
This is when it gets fun. We have to get up and look at the roster.
Louis Freitas comes out. This is where you got to be next to the assistant coach, right, Andrew? Like, put me in. You want to be like leaning on him. If you're a defensive player right now, you're leaning on the defensive coordinator. I'm here if you need me.
I'm here, but this is also where during the week coaches are looking for you because you played hard during the week, in practice.
That ball popped out. Referees indicating so far that the Spartans landed on it. A big pile of kids down there. So we have one of the producers in the truck who smartly said it looked like he dropped the ball. That's why they work in the truck.
I know the producer. He was a stellar athlete back in the day.
He was. Well, the third period, aggressively for the Spartans, has come to an end. A score at the end of 3 with 12 to go. 33-0 Indians.
I have a score prediction here too as well. We'll get back to that after this, but tough third quarter for the Spartans, and it's going to be a long fourth quarter for everybody involved, I think, and hopefully no one gets injured, no one gets any stupid penalties, and they can play next week. It's just one of those things. Now you got to pay attention and just get through the game here.
I have a text in here from someone from Springfield, Massachusetts, who wants to know if your father's single. That's kind of an odd request during a football game. This is the crazy part about social media.
Yeah, they're your friends asking probably.
No, I don't know. You just never know what kind of website. I don't know why this person. But no, I am happily married. Peter Chase watches every move I make. Now, Andrew, this is going to be a running clock.
Oh, good.
With a score at 33-0. The clock will just run.
Well, I have a score prediction
for
the contest from Matthew Payette
Yeah.
from South Dartmouth, Mass. 41-6. So,
okay, so
he's a numbers guy, very organized with his numbers. I like his chances.
Now, will he be taking any money out of the bank to pay for the bet, or does he have like a special code to get into the safe or anything?
He might.
Oh, good. Third and long here for the Spartans.
Winslow to pass.
Winslow gets sacked as he throws it. It's a wobbler, and it's picked off. Back here, or did it hit the ground? I think it's a live football.
I think it's a live football.
And they say no.
Jack DeRoss. It is incomplete.
The Spartans will punt it away.
13.
It looked like it hit a player on the leg and popped up. Let's see. No, it hit the ground.
Close.
Just so that you are aware, because of the score, the fourth quarter will be running time.
So the clock rolls. It's hot. So are the Indians' offense. They get the lead at 33-0. The Indians have 2 guys back here deep to return the punt. Ethan Davis, one of the gentlemen. Low snap, short kick. Here the coach is yelling, fire, get away from it. And the punt only goes 5 yards, where the Indians will have it 1st and 10 from the Spartan 25-yard line. So the punts haven't been good for the Spartans. The onside kick wasn't good for the Spartans. And special teams has been a disaster. And I think we're going to see a new quarterback with the score at 33-0. And here trots in Aiden Gendron.
For quarterback for
And
the
let me tell you something.
Aiden.
There's a lot of talk about this young man. He's got a lot of talent. Indians lucky to have two outstanding players at that position. So his first look and his first carry as a varsity quarterback,
By a
and
host of Spartans.
he might have got back to the line of scrimmage.
So he played freshman last year in 8th grade,
John Horn on the tackle.
led them to a 9-1 record. Can throw the ball. Just have to get him some varsity snaps and get used to getting hit, used to getting the varsity speed. So
Pregame on the play.
good for him to get in there and, you know,
It will be 2nd and 10.
feel the speed of the game and, you know.
Well, you can't say enough about Jackson Hart, his performance here tonight. What an outstanding player he is. He's only a junior.
That's a good problem to have if you're Ricky White.
Really, it's a great problem to have. Jackson really held his own here tonight. You know, last year as a younger player was looking over his shoulder. There was some controversy in town about the two quarterback system, and the quarterback that played a little bit last year was transferred to Fairhaven, and there was just a lot of stuff going around with that position with some parents and the coaching staff, and so the young man is no longer with the program. He's over at Fairhaven. We wish him nothing but the best. But I think that probably mentally took a lot off the shoulders of Jackson.
Yeah, I think, you know, being a young kid coming in as a sophomore, you don't really know exactly how to run an offense in a varsity level, and coming in with that, and, you know, always someone looking over your back. Tonight he looked like he had total control of everything he was doing out there.
Here's the freshman, and he lowers his head down inside the 15-yard line.
14-yard line, 13, 14-yard line.
And
that's
enough for a Dartmouth first down.
So good for him to good fake, get to the outside.
It's Aiden Gendron.
Dominic Cavallo on the tackle.
Cavallo still in there, playing both ways for the Spartans on the stop in a 33-0 game.
We were down on pregame and standing behind Gendron. He's a big boy for a freshman.
Here's the quick pitch. Michael Huck,
Flat.
he's going in for his second score of the night. He's got one on the defensive side and one on the offensive side, but they may be coming back.
Initial call on the field, holding against Dartmouth.
So we'll take that second touchdown back.
Not sure what the penalty was.
Dartmouth High School coaches heading out of the box, and we have a hold.
Holding against the Indians.
Mike Figueredo, I think the referee said, number 54.
Brings the ball back to the
Good night, Coach.
24-yard line of the Spartans. It'll be 1st and 20.
So Aiden's looking at 1st and 20. And the Indians just going to run it up the gut. Houck, the ball carrier.
On the tackle for the Spartans.
Evan Haley on the stop for Bishop Stang. Clock continues to roll ever so slowly here in the 4th. Indians going to go to 1-0 on the season.
2nd and 19.
After losing a cliffhanger last year in this very field by a score of 9-7. There's the jet sweep, and running with the football is Carter.
Gavin Meehan on
Meehan makes the stop.
Brings the ball down to the 19-yard
So
line.
the Spartans walked here
It will be
to get to the
3rd
game, and it's going to be a long walk back, especially in this heat.
3rd and 15 for the Indians. Gendron at quarterback for the Indians.
They're going to let him throw. He's got a man down there at the 11-yard line. Spinning, turning, and diving for the goal line shot is Nunes Medeiros.
Oh, something there high on this kid. Gendron is he can throw the ball, and he's sitting now just as a freshman, just takes what he knows and
brings the ball down
nice
to
play.
the spot in 4-yard line. It'll be first and goal for the Indians on the Bishop Stang 4-yard line.
Approach the 4.5-minute mark, 33-0 as the young freshman trots back in the huddle. He's got good size, folks. Bright future ahead for Ricky White, not only with him, but Jackson Hart. Outstanding night for him.
Houck on the carry.
That's Houck, the ball carrier. He might have got back to the
John
line of
Horan on the
scrimmage.
tackle for the Spartans. It'll be
John
second
Horan
and
made
goal.
the stop.
Ball on the 6-yard line of Bishop Stang.
Not much Coach White really wants to do here. I don't think he's really looking for a touchdown. He's taking his time. He and Dennis, good friends. You don't like to run up the score, but the way this game is played out in the second half, a lot of breaks going Dartmouth's way, and then that Stang front that was controlling the first half just looked like it tuck it out midway through the third quarter, and the Indians have rolled ever since.
Yeah, definitely getting worn down.
Carry, and he's in for a touchdown.
Well, there's a
Brady
touchdown
Bopalin
for the
on
young man,
6-yard.
Brady
Sorry,
Bopalin.
Touchdown run.
Looks like he's got some speed on him too.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the brother or a cousin of Matt Bopalin, who's an assistant coach on the team here. He was a very good quarterback for the state championship team one of those years they were in it. So good for that kid. And again, it's not, you don't run the score up, but I mean, these kids work their tails off all week. They're all young kids in there. They're all backups right now. It's not to tell them not to score. You know, you work hard. That's what you want these kids to do, and it keeps them involved. And something that Bopalin will never forget, probably his first varsity touchdown.
And the kick
Louis
is good.
Freitas booted that to Route 6.
With 2.5 minutes to go, the score is Dartmouth
Clock
20.
continues to roll. 2.5 minutes to go. It's 40-0 Indians.
Official timeout. Official timeout on the front, on the field. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I hear you. I thought he stopped it for the water break.
Notice Coach White
I guess they decided not to take a water break.
taking his time getting his special teams unit on the field as the clock rolls. As Bishop Stang coach Dennis Golden.
Freitas to kick off
Sure, he
for the
wasn't
Indians.
expecting 40-0, but he also knew he had young people at the skilled positions.
Eli Aquila and Brock Winslow back deep for the Spartans.
They ran the ball effectively in the first half, Andrew, but second half it's been all Indians.
Yeah, that speed and athleticism really killed him in the second half. I mean, a couple tough positions for Stang on special teams, but other than that, it's been all Dartmouth.
27, so that's Henriques on the carry.
So the return man for the Spartans was Meehan. Clock continues to roll here. Under a minute and a half to go, perhaps another play or two.
It'll be first and 10 for the Spartans.
All right, guys in the
On their
truck,
own 27-yard line.
get the cameras ready. We're going to go to the fan of the game. The winner of this gets a brand new Cadillac. I'm giving away a Cadillac. So go ahead, guys, on the truck. Fan of the game we've been doing. There you go, ma'am. You get a brand new Cadillac. Report to the press box in the next 90 seconds, and you got yourself a brand new caddy. As whistles blow and clock rolls now with 35 seconds to go. And
Initial call is a legal procedure against Bishop Stang.
what is great, they threw a flag and the clock continues to roll. They tell me in the truck the official Cadillac from my nearest Cadillac dealer is only 21 seconds to go before anyone comes up to the press box and asks for the keys, Andrew.
I haven't had a winner yet.
Nope.
Brock Winslow
I don't know why these people don't want. Maybe they want electric. I don't know. So this is the last play of the game, and it
Carries it. Brought down by
ends with a tackle by the Indians, and they gain their first victory of the season by a score of 40-0.
Thank you, Jeff.
We're about to wrap it up. Your final thoughts?
Well, tale of 2 seasons from last year to this year. It looks like Dartmouth last year, they didn't really have much going. This year, they had a lot going. It just goes to show guys who play as sophomores and juniors and now seniors, they worked hard. It's paying off for them. 40-0. It's a huge win against Stang. It's, something to be proud of. To a shutout against Stang. Happy for those kids. Happy for guys like Jalen Adams, who got a touchdown tonight, who's worked hard. Hart, who's worked hard all season. Those guys deserve a win like this. Happy for them. Hopefully they have a good season. It should be a fun season to watch. Good luck to Stang. It's been a tough night for those guys, but they played hard and they do had some offensive momentum early. Just lost some momentum in the second half.
And hats off to the defensive coaches of Dartmouth High School. The first half they were getting pushed around, but the name of the game is to put points on the scoreboard, and Stang couldn't do it. They pushed the ball down the field, and then on a couple of 4th down and shorts, Indian defense rose to the occasion. They're going scoreless as they're going to have to walk home from here, of all things.
Yeah, it's a long walk home, and the Indians look happy. All the kids coming over to sing for the student section, and unfortunately for Stang, it's a tough one, and they'll learn from it, and try to take the pauses out of tonight. And they don't play Dartmouth every week, so it'd be good for them to take the pauses from the first half of we can hang with the team, we can hang. Our offense works, our defensive line, our offensive line is good. They just got to get some more bigger plays that they didn't have tonight against Dartmouth.
And as we've mentioned throughout the telecast, Jackson Hart and Ray Gremlick, the quarterback and the running back, they're quite a duo. Whoever they play this year, to keep those two in check is really going to be hard to do from the defensive point of view.
What I like so far, what I saw from tonight between those two guys is this inside and outside game. Gremlick can take it inside, then you have Hart, and you also have Andrews on the outside boundary. Those guys can break it. You saw tonight some big plays once they hit the seam and get up the field. They're going to be tough to bring down. They're fast. They haven't had a fast team like this in I don't think a couple of years. So something to look forward to this year. Put up some big points and hopefully a successful season.
Yeah, and they have the speed. Not like anyone like a Jordan Todman. That's once in a lifetime. But as you said, they got 5, 6, 7 kids. Even the kid Bo Powell who scored a touchdown, he scooted right in there. So the future looks bright. A different brand of football this year. Wide open, chuck it down the field, and as you say, run to the boundary and try to catch us.
Yeah, they don't need that fullback. They don't need that diamond anymore, the trickery and, where's the ball going, the fakes. They can just get it and go. I mean, that's a luxury to have at this level in high school football.
Well, thanks for tuning in, you people live on YouTube. It's been our pleasure to call this opening game between Stang and Dartmouth High. There's your final score, Indians 40, Bishop Stang High School nothing. For my broadcast partner, Andrew Thompson, I'm Jim Thompson. Until next time, so long, everybody.